Hey everyone, how are you today? Today we are going to make labels for quilts. We had a few quilts that my grandma wanted to put labels on, and this was the way I decided to do it. So watch and see what happens and see if it's something you can use for your quilts so that when you give them away to people, you can maybe make a to and from label and not even have to buy something extra. Talk to you later. Hey everyone, like I said, today I'm going to make a patch for some old quilts to have like a memory tag on them. I've never done something like this before, but it should be pretty simple, I think, to do with the features on the Stellaire. Alright, so we're going to start with embroidery, and I am going to start with the font tab, I guess, and I want something that's legible but kind of thin because I don't want these tags too big. And so I think I'm going to go with this one, number 02. The first thing you have to do is start with your first letter before you change the sizing. And I'm going to go down to the small. And now I'm going to spell out the rest of the word made. And then this is your space. Then I'm going to write with H space. And then I'm going to go back, I think, and do a capital O V E. And then just like your computer, this is enter for another line. And I'm going to go back to capitals and do an O. And then do the word lake. Enter again. And this time I'm going to go to the numbers because if you didn't know, this is caps, lowercase, numbers and symbols, some more symbols. Your specialty, like for sounds and stuff, are here. So it'd be 1990, and I'm gonna just do this like subtraction looking key for through 20. Because it'd be 2. So we will do that. And I am going to hit, it's about 3 by 1. It's a little longer than I wanted, but I really like having the made with love, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that. I'm going to hit set. But I want to put like a box around this. So you could do a few things. First, we're going to go to add. You could either go to My Design Center and do it that way, but there's some shapes built in right here. If you can see that on the number 4, and that's where we're going to go. And so let's see. There's circles, squares, diamonds, ovals, rectangles, like a long rectangle, a badge, octagon, shield, and a heart looking thing. So I'm going to go with number 5, which is a rectangle. And I think I'm going to go with, do I want a satin stitching around it? If I do a satin stitching when I put it on the quilt, I could just do a straight stitch and it would kind of hide my stitching, which would be nice. Or if I'm not really wanting too much of that thickness, I could go with more of the simple 10 or even the triple line 1. So let's see, what do you guys think? Number 2, I kind of like number 12 too because of that blanket stitch look. If this was going to be the part that was actually sewing it onto the quilt, I'd probably do that. But I will be, I think, hand stitching or just doing a very simple stitch. So let's go with number 10. See, that's just a really quick little outline. I'm going to hit set, and yes, it's, I did use the buttons or I can use the little red dots. And I'm gonna make it smaller. Center it, but see, I like it so that there's at least a tiny bit of edge around all of them. But this actually could be a little more. There we go, I think. Let's see, what does that say it is? It's like okay, I think that's going to be my final design. So as you can see, rectangle with the words. I'm ending at a 1.55 by 3.36. Hit OK. And then I actually want this all selected. So if I should be able, I normally hit this key to select all, which it's not letting me do. You know what my grid is? Which one am I using? I'm using, I go in here really quick and change my frame size to the one I'm using so I know how wide, how many I can fit in this frame. I have a 9.5 by 14 on here. That's just with the little page button and the embroidery. I changed that. So see, it shows now the whole screen can be used. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to copy those. I use such a big frame size, so hopefully I use such a large frame size, so I wouldn't have to do so many rehoopings. So I'm not going to be able to get another one over here, so we're going to just clean it up so that this way I have a little bit of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think I need 13. So it's looking like I could get I could get almost all of them on here. Okay. Now we have this. And look at that. It won't let me copy. Is it because it's... okay. I guess it's because it had all of it selected as one shape. So I'm going to unselect it, and then the copy button is now open. So I'm going to click that, and I will drag. Sorry about that. No. It's like wanting me to drag each individual line, which is not what I want. So we're going to go backwards because so one more time and see what happens here. Made space with enter capital L. Well, it looks like I can't copy, just copy and repeat the text. I'm going to have to type it each time, which is a pain. This is where sometimes if you have software, it's a lot easier. Because then you could do this a little faster. We're just going to drag these each up into each box. And I'm going to just add and do it again. Alright, I'll be back when I have this filled up. Okay, so I added the text to all of them instead of doing the copy, just because lining that all up individually would have been a little harder. So here are my tags. I'm going to go ahead and hit embroidery, and you're going to see them all show up. Right now you see that it's going to stop and want to change color even though it's all black. So to fix that, spool a thread with a line, I think. Yeah. And I'm also going to save this to the machine in case I need a few more before the end of this project. So now I should be ready to go. This is going to take 37,000 stitches, 37 minutes, and it was going to be 48 thread changes, but it now should be 1. And I think I'm ready to go. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and rotate you. Okay. So I have, like I said, my 9.5 by 14 inch hoop on here. Now it came with the Stellaire. I have my stabilizer hooped. I already have it on my machine. I have, I didn't thread this, so I'm going to rethread it. I have my thread, which I'm going to thread through the machine. And then we should be able to be good to go. Let's find out. Alright, so I'm going to use like a baby looking pink. It's called, oh, it's actually called pink. It's an RA thread. They're one of my favorites from Hammer Brothers. I like their prices and my machine likes it, so I'm going to go ahead and let the machine thread my needle. Like I said, I have just a plain, I don't know if you can see, I have plain piece of cotton, and I am all ready to go. One thing, because this is the bigger hoop, I am going to do is I'm going to hit this button here, and I am going to check. Actually, I need to check this corner. And look, it barely doesn't hit, so I'm probably going to be moving my machine just a little bit. And I'm going to hit the other corner, and it doesn't hit that way. But let's just give the machine a tiny bit this way so that we don't mess up and hit that. Anytime I'm using the bigger hoop, because I do have a space issue here, I always check and make sure that my bottom corners especially are not going to hit my back cabinet. Can't tell you how many times I have messed that up, especially in the beginning. And now I try to remember to check, but like everything, like sometimes you just forget. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And it's threaded. So we're going to hit press our foot down so our button will turn green. And off we are to go. And we are It's gonna first sew my rectangles because that is the shape that we chose. And I believe it's gonna do all of my rectangles first. And because this is the Stellaire, you know, it cuts the thread automatically. I believe every machine that has the well, we actually didn't even use the built-in software, just the adding thing. So a lot of machines will be able to just add text and shape together to do this. Not just the machines with the design studio. So some machines won't have that feature where it's going to cut and, you know, my jump stitches. So if your machine doesn't have that feature, of course it's not going to do it just because you designed it as one. So we'll come back once the rectangles are done and the words start. So see you back in a minute. Okay, as you see now, it is starting the words, and it's going to be the same thing that it did with the rectangles. So it is going to do all of the words before it's done. And see, all my rectangles. So it's turning out nicely. Looks like I'll have a few stitches that either didn't fully cut or need to be trimmed, which is always a possibility with letters. Alright, we are done. I love the ding ding ding. And see, here they all are. And so that, I have some jump stitches I'll need to take care of, but now I can cut these apart and attach them to the quilts. But talk about easy and simple and just use stuff in the sewing room. All right, well that's it. So now I have labels for my quilts. I will have to take care of these jump stitches, but I'll be able to put them on the my mat over there with the rotary cutter and cut these out. And I was able to use stuff I had. I didn't have to find somebody else to make them for me, didn't have to order them, and this way they're done. So hope this maybe helped you with figuring out a new way to use your Stellaire or any other embroidery machine that has a shape tool and letters. So I think that's all. Thanks for watching. Check me out later. Bye.